The R35 GTR is a truly special car, having one of the best chassis and platforms for modern day performance cars. In fact, having supercar power figures rather than sports car power figures, which the previous GTRs were considered as. It has also served over a decade in the GT500, so it truly has lived a fruitful life. There were many and still are very special models of the GTR on the road today, such as the Nissan GTR and the quite recent T-Spec GTR. However, one GTR that I'm quite surprised hasn't more been in the spotlight is the Spec-V GTR, which is essentially the R35 version of the much loved V-Spec R32, R33 and R34 GTR. Although the Nismo version outshines the Spec-V in almost every way, it didn't come out until 2015, nearly 10 years after the GTR left the showroom. However, the Spec-V was released in 2009 and for a long time it was the top spec GTR with the most enhanced features and the most tuned for performance and track use. You may expect this GTR to have maybe 100 or even 200 more horsepower than the stock model to make it a real performance car. However, it only had an official figure of 5 extra horsepower, since shredding weight and improving handling were the main focus points, which Nissan followed up on very well. They started off with getting rid of the adjustable Bilstein suspension and swapping it out with fixed dampers for improved stability and shredding weight. It was also given a set of Bridgestone tyres with more rigid sidewalls and a better tyre tread for the track. The Spec-V was given GTR GT500 technology with an adaptation of 6 piston calipers and carbon ceramic discs for the brake setup. A lot of the parts were swapped out for carbon fibre, and the wheels were also made out of forged aluminium, making them both lighter and stronger. Some interior changes were made, as well as a few tweaks around the car, and in total around 60 kilograms were lost. As I mentioned previously, the Spec-V had a lot of new technology, and one of those was its titanium coated reinforced exhaust system, as well as a button inside the car. This button was almost like the NOS button in the Fast and Furious movies, which made it one of the most impressive features of the car, especially at the time it was produced. But once the button was pressed, the torque would be increased for 80 seconds, and once those 80 seconds were over, it would have a 30-second cooling period before the torque would be increased for yet another 80 seconds. The vehicle dynamic control was also refined to allow the car to launch at low RPMs, increasing the traction. For looks, the Spec-V wasn't anything too special, with the whole car being painted in opal black, and when I mean the whole car, I even mean the engine. It didn't have a flashy body kit or red accents like the Nismo version. You would think a car like this would be quite popular, and it did deserve to be, but it was a UK exclusive UKDM model and was quite expensive, costing around £150,000 brand new, which is just under $130,000 at this current time. Would you buy this car? I hope you all enjoyed this video, and please share to spread authenticity and educate JDM car fans even further.